guess I'm just wondering, Mr. Attorney General, has anyone at the department told President Biden to knock it off with Hunter? I mean, you guys are charging Hunter Biden on some crimes, investigating him on others. You've got the president bringing Hunter Biden around to state dinners. Has anyone told him to knock it off?
Our job in the Justice Department is to pursue our cases without reference to what's happening in the outside world.
Just yes or no. Have you done that?
That is what we do.
So it's a no?
No one that I know of has spoken to the White House about the Hunter Biden case.
I'm wondering then.
Of course not.
Okay, I got it.
All right, that was Matt Gaetz there this week with Attorney General Merrick Garland, who struggled to answer even the most basic questions on Capitol Hill on Wednesday. Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz is with us right now. Rick Grinnell also back with us. Congressman, good to see you.
Oh, good morning.
Hey, truth be told, Congressman, we tried to get your wife as the real guest. She was not available, so we are going with you.
I am happy to be Ginger's backup. Good to be with you guys. But, you know, Rick, one of the things I was really concerned about in my time with the Attorney General is that he had no real answer for why the Department of Justice got rid of President Trump's China initiative that targeted Chinese malign influence, led to successful prosecutions of people in academia and in R&D who were literally giving America's secrets and you know, prized intellectual jewels to the Chinese Communist Party. And Merrick Garland's answer was, well, you know, we've got a lot of dangerous countries like North Korea. You know, Rick, as the former DNI, you know, we face no threat like China. And for the Biden administration to thin the soup in our strategy to confront China says a lot about what the Chinese Communist Party got for the bribes that were paid.
Yeah, it was pretty remarkable, Congressman. He couldn't, I mean, again, he couldn't answer the most basic questions that an attorney general, any attorney general, should be able to answer without perjuring themselves or without worrying about saying the wrong thing. I want to talk about this speakership fight that's been happening in this sort of mini rebellion in the House. You don't think Kevin McCarthy's doing a great job as Speaker? We went through that 15-round debacle back in January. Why don't you consider a run for Speaker?
Well, mostly because I would not have the requisite support. I don't have anywhere near the votes it would take to be Speaker of the House. But even though Kevin McCarthy is not doing a good job and has really got us behind schedule and has mismanaged the institution, I am very heartened by some of the work that's been done just in the last 36 hours, where moderate Republicans are sitting down with conservative Republicans like myself, and we're building a path forward. Here's what it looks like: reviewing single subject spending bills where agencies of government have to stand before us and defend their budget without all being lumped together. Since 1997, this country has been governed by either a continuing resolution or an omnibus bill. And what those two things have in common is that every disparate agency in government is subjected to just one up or down vote to fund the whole thing or not fund the whole thing. That is unserious. We have moved away from that, and it is to the great credit of people like New York Congressman Mark Molinaro and others
but
that,
would you also,
we've really built
Matt,
that plan.
Matt, would you give a little credit to the Speaker for that movement? It sounds like you are moving a little bit to he's listening more and things are getting back on
No,
track.
it's quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite, Rick. This is happening in spite of Kevin McCarthy, not because of Kevin McCarthy.
Who would you like to see take over as Speaker, Congressman? Is there somebody else? Because, you know, we tried this in January, and nobody got the votes. Byron Donalds, who's your friend, fellow congressman in Florida, Andy Biggs. Who could take over and get the votes, if not Kevin McCarthy?
Well, we got to try something different because we've had 8 months of failure theater. Kevin McCarthy made promises in order to get those votes. Those promises included a vote on term limits, a vote on a balanced budget amendment, releasing the January 6 tapes in full. He has not fulfilled those promises.
But do you have a name? Is there somebody else, or you know, you said theater, or are we going to see more
I think there are a few folks. Look, we have a lot of talented members. You know, right now our number 2, Steve Scalise, we're all praying for, hoping he gets better because he's getting some treatment for blood cancer.
Yep.
So I don't want to prejudge his condition. But we've got a lot of really talented people. Our whip, Tom Emmer, is someone who has a lot of credibility across the Congress. He's the number 3. So look, the issue is Kevin McCarthy purposefully backed us up against the wall where government funding was running out and we hadn't passed single subject spending bills. So we're now trying to do work to correct the failures of Kevin McCarthy.
But it sounds like
track.
you are pleased over the last 36 hours that there is some movement. So maybe we could punt this issue till later, no?
Which issue? The spending bills? No, we need to get on those right now.
Yeah. Congressman.
Rick, hold on. Yesterday, Thursday at 3 p.m., while we're here trying to hammer this stuff out, Kevin McCarthy sent everyone home. Like, this is not the French work week. We've got only a few legislative days left before the country runs out of money, and you've got Kevin McCarthy quite literally punting while we're trying to move the ball forward. So I give him no credit for this movement. It has happened in spite of him, not because of him. And we're going to have to address his leadership after we get through this government funding crisis.
Congressman, I want to ask you, Axios is reporting that you claim all this noise, that you're thinking about running for governor of Florida in 2026. You called it just clickbait. Is it, or are you planning on making a run for governor? And I get it, 2026 is a long way away, but if you play it out, so you win in 26, you win re-election, 2032, you can run for president, you're only 50, you're in your second term as governor, it sounds like a political plan to me.
And this absolutely gets back to Ginger.
Yes.
This is ridiculous, okay? We have a job to do right now. Every politician's always worried about the next thing to run for. I have no plans to run for governor. I'm not making any plans to run for governor. I have plans to try to get the House of Representatives, where I currently work, to do what it has not done since 1997, and that is actually abide by the appropriations process, pass single subject spending bills, get votes on term limits and balanced budgets. I don't know if we're going to have a country in 2026 if we don't do these things right now, because the world is de-dollarizing. We're facing $2 trillion annual deficits. So that is a distraction. That is noise. I'm here focused on the work I got to do in Congress.
Congressman, great to have you on this morning. Look forward to doing it again soon. Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, thank you.
Thank you.